Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, getting out of the blood. Weighing in at 145 pounds, currently undefeated with a record of 3-0. Another fighter doing it for YO Faction. Make some noise for James Black.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have James Black. This young man is 25 years old, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds on the money. He has a record of 2-1-0, not undefeated, but he is coming in off of a win in his last fight, and he is training out of YO Faction. What do we know about them?
Well, another one of the YO Faction fighters. He holds a 2-1 record. His one loss by submission and 2 wins by strikes. He has an excellent wrestling background, and he's excited to be here. Looks to gain more fans tonight.
Yeah, you know, and this is his second time coming out to SteelFist. That's where he actually had his loss with a submission, but tough kid. You know, I can't give anything away by saying that, oh, he lost by a submission, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You got caught, you got caught. I'm excited to see this one. Glad to see him coming back here to SteelFist, coming back here to Utah to get a fight in. And as far as the gym goes, YO Faction out of Rock Springs, Wyoming. Coach Justin Tucker that we saw a moment ago. And yeah, he's about to come in here, and I think that this is going to be a good one. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think there might be something in the water down there.
Yeah, water in Wyoming and Vernal. I don't know what they're doing. We'll see if it gets a repeat, right? Because he's got a good gym that he's training out of. Let's see what his opponent looks like.
All right, and his opponent tonight fighting out of the black corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 145.5 pounds with a current amateur record of 2-1. Doing it for Empower Fitness. Let's hear it for Aiden Ironside Robison.
And Ironside Aiden Robinson, 20 years old, stands 6 foot, fighting out of Empower. And Coach Nat, Coach Jacob Baird over there. Jacob Baird just had a fight on the previous card, and I know Empower, they've got a good training camp going on over there. What do you know about Empower?
Empower, like you said, I think you hit everything on it, right? Nat out there, Coach Muay Thai style fighter, great gym. They put out a lot of good guys, and that's Empower.
Yeah, with an M.
Power, not to be confused with the other one that I confused them with one time. So, yeah, again, great gym. As far as their MMA side, they mostly, like I said, focus on the Muay Thai. The ground aspect is actually wrestling, not submission stuff. I mean, they do some submission, but they focus more on the wrestling side so that they can maintain that dominant stand-up.
Yeah, for sure.
Great gym. They always come out. They put on a show no matter who's fighting. Like you were talking about Jacob Baird, who you see in the corner right there with them. Tough as hell fighter. I think you got to see that one firsthand.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I've seen him up close and personal. And
right.
He's a tough dude. And, you know, Aiden, he holds a 2-1 record, coming in on a close decision loss to Mason Hansen in a fight of the night performance this past January.
Yes.
So, you know, he's coming in a fight. He's got a wrestling background, and he actually went to state with West Jordan High School.
Really? Okay. See, fun facts that we learn about people. Now, one thing that I do know that he's coming in off of that loss, like you said, right? But his first 2 fights, he won both with submissions. So
Yeah.
he won with a rear naked, and then he won with an armbar, and then his loss went all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got the ability to stop someone. He's got the ability to go the distance.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm excited to see how he matches up against someone out of YO Faction who, as we've seen, are pretty impressive as far as their energy and output.
Yeah, for sure. But Empower, they're impressive too, so we're in for a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, making his way in. I love the attitude. Like, he's here to have fun.
Yeah, for sure. You know, long intro, wants to give the fans a show.
Well, in the song, too.
In the USA shorts.
Right. No, this is going to be fun. I'm excited for this fight. These guys both look like they're excited to be here and just have a show, right?
Yeah,
they're going to beat the hell out of each other, but they're just going to put on a show.
We did an interview backstage, and he sounds like he's ready to go, so. See what James
anything
does.
that he threw your way on, anything to look for tonight?
He said he's just going to do what his coaches have told him to do. And by personal experience, I think they're going to come out swinging.
Yeah, out of that, Jim, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Ooh. This right hand by James Black.
Nice, and there you go with the patented M-Power leg kicks.
Ooh. James Black putting on some pressure.
Yeah,
Ooh,
for
beautiful
sure.
sacrifice takedown. So watch for him to pass that half guard.
And both fighters looking comfortable in there right now.
Aiden did a great job standing up there, did everything right, putting that knee against the cage and lifting up.
And there you go, those patented M-Power kicks.
You see a lot of the calf kicks, too, out of Empower.
You do.
Which are really effective.
Yeah. I would say so.
Right? Makes it really hard to step.
Yeah, for sure. But James returning.
Right with another calf kick. He didn't go high for the thigh like you see a lot of fighters kind of default to. Went right for the calf.
And both of these fighters going for those calves.
Yep. With the quickness that Aiden throws that kick, too.
Yeah.
He just whips it and his foot's back instantly.
It's just out there, bang. Nice uppercut.
Didn't connect, but definitely stopped James from moving forward like he was about to.
Yeah, it made him think twice. And now he's starting to work the inside. Back outside, inside.
Staying to the same leg, too. Ooh.
Just bang, bang, bang.
Nice combo by James. 2 in a row that he threw in there.
Yeah, and when James is throwing, he's throwing combos.
Yes.
It's not a single jab, not a single right hand. Oh, Superman punch by James.
Nice.
Oh, right hand.
Ooh,
Nice combo there, yeah. It's 4 or 5 punch combo there.
And even if they're not landing clean, I mean, you see Aiden's doing a good job covering up, but they're still 1 out of every 3 is still landing.
Yeah, and if I'm a judge, all night I've been looking for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The clean connection. Ooh.
And James starting to send those M-Power leg kicks back.
Nice.
But Aiden's tough, man. Aiden's in there.
He is, but you got to watch that balance because the difference between the Muay Thai and the MMA side is once those legs go out, you're back on the ground.
Yeah.
Aiden is a top-notch wrestler, but when you got someone putting pressure on in the middle of the cage, it's harder to stand up than it is when you're against the cage.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't seen Aiden come out with that wrestling right out the gate. But
He's playing in his wheelhouse
yeah,
right now.
for sure.
Ooh.
James with the slip there.
Good job pulling back.
Yeah, good job there.
This has been an entertaining fight too. This one's a lot of action, good back and forth. Another one that the judges are earning their money so far.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of shots thrown. I think that James threw a lot more punches, a lot more headshots. He was going for a little bit more decisive blows.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that Aiden definitely did a good job of working the legs.
Yeah, and if I'm M-Power and Aiden's corner, I'm telling him, hey, keep up the pace, keep up those leg kicks, because you never know.
Yep, and then switch it up. Don't counter off of him. Don't let him be the first one to engage on those strikes with your hands. Be the one that's controlling that pace too.
Yeah, for sure. Controlled aggression, right?
Yeah.
I heard M-Power, they said the best defense is offense.
And
so.
it shows. So let's see. And you saw James really kind of taking away some of that control that Aiden had when Aiden was keeping at his perfect spot and his perfect distance and working those leg kicks. And then James starts throwing in those combos and closing the distance. It made it difficult for Aiden to keep that.
Yeah, and they're coming out straight to it.
Ooh.
There's no feel-out process at all.
No, it's let's see who can punch harder.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, great job. So Aiden went in for the foot trap, kind of missed on it, and immediately James Black shuts him over for a takedown.
Yeah, and he's trying to look for that arm.
Going for.
Went straight over.
He started going for possibly a 10-finger choke, but Aiden's doing a good job controlling the wrist.
Good defense by Aiden.
Yeah, very good defense, but good pressure by James Black.
Yeah, look how he just folded those arms out. And look at that twist there.
Beautiful reversal.
Beautiful. We're back up now.
Ooh, back to those exchanges. That was some good wrestling right there out of Aiden.
If you're a wrestling fan, you're drooling right now.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful transition. And right back to their feet, and a good pressure by James Black.
Yeah. Nice kick there.
Yeah.
In the clinch. Some of that old Muay Thai.
Yep, clean. Didn't go anywhere near the cup. Ooh, I like seeing that off of Aiden as soon as the breakaway still threw that hook.
Yeah, and James still with those combos.
Slipping under. Good job, James, driving through on that hip throw.
Yeah, good offense.
Good pressure, too.
And Aiden doing a good job of taking the pressure. And look, he's looking for that turnaround right now.
He was looking for it, but James was kind of waiting for him just to open up the legs. He has a one hook in, so he's slightly off to the side. See if he can transition back and go back to center and get that other hook in. But
yeah, and he's pulling his head down right now.
Good pressure by Aiden. And
look, there he goes again, twisted it over.
Great wrestling by Aiden, just grabbing the head and rotating. My back would go out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was a good job by Aiden. Now Aiden's on a good top position, putting some pressure on.
Yeah, and how quick the tables can turn when you're wrestling.
Right, absolutely. You go from being in a dominant position to being, oh crap, I'm on my back, and someone's trying to punch me in the face.
I mean, James was just standing up 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, and look for Aiden to try and push that knee down. He's almost in a mount. He's super close.
Yeah, he's close.
If he can slide through that knee.
And he's digging that knee in.
Yeah, no, James is doing a good job blocking. And Aiden almost securing an armbar on that.
Yeah, this is some top-level wrestling right here.
Ooh, there you go. Good knees from James Black. And we're going to see round number 3. This has been an entertaining fight. These guys are really evenly matched.
Yeah, a lot of good technique out there. And
I'm impressed with James's wrestling. I know that he has a wrestling background, but watching it in action, I'm very impressed with his wrestling.
For sure. And against an opponent like Aiden.
Yeah, I mean, both of them have a wrestling background. Aiden being a state wrestler, like going all the way to state against, I don't know if James ever went to state, but I just watching the transitions and watching those takedowns and the pressure that he's been able to apply, I'm impressed.
Yeah, he's holding his own.
Yeah, well, and honestly, if I had to pretend like I'm a judge, I think that James has actually at least won that for that second round.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, we've seen it all night. If you're a judge, you're judging, right?
Yeah, what I say on the microphone, on my opinion, is just that, right?
Yeah.
It's my opinion, does not represent the opinions of the judges.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, round number 3, and
these guys ready for to give us some more.
Yep.
And I want it.
Oh, the hug, I love it.
Oh, here we go.
That's the sportsmanship we like to see.
There you go. Yeah, we love it.
Immediately to punches. I'm going to hug you, now I'm going to punch you.
Yeah, I'm going to hug you and back to the ground.
Yep. Oh, Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden.
He had the leg, couldn't get the elevation or the drive.
Nice combo there by Aiden.
Good pressure.
Aiden looking for that.
I like seeing that. That's what we were talking about before, that Aiden needs to apply more pressure and kind of control the narrative.
Yeah, for sure. Controlled aggression.
Oop. Went for that sacrifice again, and Aiden blocked and ends up in the guard.
Yeah, and this is dangerous for James to be on the bottom, having Aiden on top.
Well, guard is one of those things. It could be a defensive or an offensive position, so it just depends on whose guard you're in, right?
Yeah, and right now it's a battle of the legs to see who can get that dominant position.
Watch for James to start stucking out the backside.
And Aiden really working.
Yep, there he goes.
But James just changing it.
Yep, turned his hip to the right, stuck his butt out, and stood up.
You called it.
Great job. Ooh, right to the body.
And like we said, I mean, the tables turn so quick when it's this pace.
Yes. He's just breaking him up to reset in the center.
Nice defense.
Good job, James.
Yeah, Aiden looking for that. Yeah, and James
slipped right under and went to that body lock. And James needs to be careful on lacing those fingers through the cage. He's done that a few times.
Yeah.
But
one of those unseen things.
Yeah,
right?
well, sometimes your hand just naturally does that, and I did like seeing that he wasn't hooking the cage and kind of pulled his fingers out on his own.
Like there's no intent.
Yeah. And instinctively, we tend to grab something when we're going down, right? Or when we're trying to control. Aiden with an arm.
Yeah, Aiden's got it locked in.
Well, but he doesn't have the angle.
Yeah.
He's at the side. So at this point, it's just a head squeeze.
Yeah.
Or a head and arm squeeze. It's not a choke. But it's controlling the position, and what it can do is potentially have Dave stand them back up for the last 10 seconds of this fight.
Yeah. And you'll feel it in the morning, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. If Aiden could turn to his left hip and slide his left knee across the body, that can help apply pressure for these chokes. But it's really difficult when you have an arm in.
Yeah.
It creates space on that neck, like on the carotid artery, so you're not closing anything down and you can't get the pressure onto the airway. So you can't really finish the choke from that angle, but you can control your opponent.
Yeah.
All right, so this thing going to the judge's decision, just like so many fights tonight. My voice is about to go out, but we've still got more to go. So, let's take it to the cage so I can shut up for a minute and find out who the judges say won this fight.
All right, let's see.
Again, these guys doing it proper. When it's on, it's on. When it's over, it's over. Nothing but respect. Both of them giving it everything they got. Make some noise for the red corner, James Black. Let's hear it for the black corner, Aiden Robison. Another one going to the judges. Both these guys leaving everything they got in the cage. Wyoming coming to play with us. All right, one more time. Can I get both fighters to the center of the cage? Quit hugging each other. Act like fighters. Do me a favor, make some noise. This one going all the way to the judges. Here are your scores. Dan First, 29-28. Dennis McMahon, 30-27. Nathan Burbank, 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, James Black.
James, come over here, James. Was that a war or what? James, how do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good. I did get a little bit tired, so I'm going to have to work on my cardio a little bit harder. I was sick for a little bit, but that's not an excuse. I got to come out and perform every single time.
Amazing work. Anything Aiden do that threw you off guard?
Oh my gosh, that dude's leg kicks were so hard. I was like, oh shoot. Freaking, it really surprised me because they didn't look that hard. So I was like, I'll throw one back. And so I was like, I got you. I was really happy about that.
And you're here traveling from Wyoming. Do you have any family out here or anybody you want to shout out?
All my family's over here on this right side. Go make some noise.
They really came to see you. And of course, we got to ask, will we see you back, James, in this cage?
You guys are going to see me back in September. I'm going to take May off. I got to get some mental stuff handled. But afterwards, I'll be back.
Make some noise for James Black.
I just want to shout out to my family and my friends back home. They're my everything. And I want to shout out to my girlfriend. She's here. She's always my support, and she's always been my freaking wall. And I couldn't do anything without her, so babe, I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you for everything you do.